What's going on, rock stars?
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody alive, excited, and full of energy?
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Excellent. All right, so let's jump right into it. Um, we're going to be talking about passive lead generation. Last week, we talked about active lead generation, and I could definitely answer any questions regarding active lead generation. But I sort of want to get into passive lead generation on today's call. But before I get into that, a couple of reminders, right? So obviously, we have the huddle every Monday, 8:30 East Coast time. And Tuesdays, we have role play, right? So same login code. If you want to practice scripts, dialogues, scenarios, situations, how would you handle this? How would you handle that? And something that you don't want to really do on our coaching call, highly recommend you jump on to our role play, and it's Tuesdays, 8:30 East Coast time. Quick reminder that we have our quarterly group call, and you want to write this down. It's going to be on September the 30th, Monday, September the 30th, and it's at 2 p.m. East Coast time, right? If you see my real estate roundup email that went out yesterday, I believe it's in there. I'm not 100% sure, but if I'm not, it will be in this next one. So once a quarter, I like to do an hour group call, kind of set the tone for the quarter, right? I'm a fan of setting themes for the quarter. And our theme for this coming up quarter is going to be, what was it again? Oh yeah, the push. It's the push. Finish strong. So it's called the push, right? And we want to make sure that we are doing everything we can to push ourselves because we're going to get a lot of distractions, right? Like, I mean, Thanksgiving is coming. Christmas is coming. New Year's is coming. There's a lot of distractions coming our way. And you know what the biggest distraction is? The office. Because everyone's just kind of dilly-dally in the office, especially when they put up like decorations for Christmas, right? You kind of get it, or Halloween. Like you start getting those decorations in the office, and you're sort of thinking, huh, it's a festive season. Maybe I shouldn't make my calls, right? Because no one else is. Why should I? But that's not who we are, right? We're not part of the 99%. We're part of the 1%. You guys got that? So we're going to keep making our calls. We're going to keep connecting. Even if it's Christmas Eve, we're making our calls, right? Right? Yeah, I get a lot of no on that one. All right. So we want to make sure that we're pushing ourselves. We're really working hard on this. And I'm going to ask everyone, to join the 100K and 100 days. I'm not sure if you've done that already, but it is something that I believe will help you in staying focused, right? So I'm going to share my screen here. Just give me a sec. Which screen is it? Screen, that one. All right, I'm gonna share the screen. And I want to bring up, you guys can see my screen here?
Mhm.
Okay. So how do you sign up for it? Simply go into the Loom, go underneath learning, click on learning home, start the learning, and then this dashboard pops up. And what you need to do is scroll down, and it's right here, 100K in 100 days challenge version number 3. Select it and sign up for it, right? It's actually classes. You're going to have classes. That's what we have. All right, so start the share. So there'll be a coach, Sandra Hendricks. She's going to do a call with all of you. And there's going to be numbers and a tracking form and everything. You have to fill in your numbers. Now, to help you out with this, I am doing a listing challenge. We're going to have a listing challenge for the month of October. So what does the listing challenge entail? All of you will be put into a team, right? Either the red team, yellow team, blue team, green, all the different teams. So there'll be 4 different teams. The objective is to get as many listings as possible. So I'm going to suggest start now. Start looking at where your appointments are coming from. Who do I have to connect with? Who's on my list, right? Who are those past leads this year that mentioned we're thinking of doing something but never really did, right, Christine? You know who I'm talking about. right? So we really want to push ourselves, and there's going to be a prize for the winning team. So there will be a prize for the winning team. It's just for the month of October. It starts September 30th. I know that's not October, but we're starting that week. It's going to run it till the end of October 31st. Right. And it's just to get into that habit, the routines, and collaborating with each other. I want to have you connect with other clients, other realtors in my schedule, so you just can collaborate and get some ideas on how to get more listings. Is that a good idea? You
Great
guys
idea.
listings, right? All right. So we're doing a listing challenge, which will complement the 100K in 100 days. That's all it is, right? It's just to help you guys out. Keep pushing, right? What else we got here? Oh yeah. And just for fun, we're doing another challenge in December. Everyone's like, what? Yeah, that's right. After Thanksgiving, everyone's like, yes. When your bellies are full, we're going to push you. And that's a prospecting challenge for 3 weeks, just 3 weeks in the month of December to finish strong. All right. Excellent. So I think that's it. Yeah, I'm good with that. All right. Passive lead generation. Last week, we talked about active lead generation, and we kind of went through some ideas and some tactics on how to be aggressive and not really aggressive, but be more active in your approach to generating leads. We talked about how calling our database, getting face-to-face with people. So it's an active approach. And when I say make more connections, make more calls, have more conversations, well, there's 5 ways to really have a conversation. It would be picking up the phone and talking to someone. We all know that one. But a conversation is also face-to-face with someone. A conversation is also when you text someone, and Angie, they text you back, and you're like going back and forth, back and forth. That's a conversation, right, folks?
Right. Yep.
So is grabbing your phone, shooting a video, tagging someone, and then they reply back. Right? Hey, it's a brand new listing, just hit your market and boom, boom, boom. And then they're going back and forth the conversation by DMing you. Is that not a conversation?
Yep.
So we count those as well. Those are part of the convos. Okay. Those are conversations. If you email someone directly and they email you back and you're going back and forth, that's also a conversation. So please don't get hung up on the idea that it must be over the phone, right? It's not always over the phone. You guys good with that?
Yes.
What is your job every day?
Have
What do you want
conversations.
to say, Lacey? I can feel it. Oh, Lacey, you're ready.
Talk to people.
Okay. I love
Make appointments.
talk to
Make
people.
appointments.
Make appointments.
Talk to people. What else? What
Make
else?
appointments. Make appointments.
Book appointments and go on appointments. That's your only job.
Yeah.
Like, that's legit. That's it. Book appointments, go appointments. Book appointments and go on appointments. That's your entire job every single day. Is there anything else? No. There really
Get the
isn't.
listing.
I mean, you can make up shit. You can put stuff together. I get it. You can try and do, busy work. But really, it's book appointments and go on appointments. And how many conversations can you have? Because the more conversations you have, the more opportunities of connecting with people, you're going to have more opportunities to actually help those that need you, correct? So don't hide. Be present. You're not a secret agent. Get out there. Have more conversations. Do that first. Is it tough to pick up the phone and make calls to people you know? Those are who feels that that's tough? Come on, it's tough for me. Calling people that I know. I'd rather call people I do not know and ask for business. And the reality is 50% of you would prefer calling strangers, and 50% of you would prefer calling your database. And that's just the reality. So who should you start calling or connecting with first?
Database.
You want to talk to?
Everyone.
Ones that you want to talk to. That's absolutely the right answer. For some of you, it may be, I'd rather talk to some people in my database, connect with them, feel good, and then before I go to people I don't know. And then some of you are like, no, let me call some of my hot leads, people I don't know that mentioned they're going to do something, get myself going on this, maybe set an appointment before I go call my database. It's completely up to you, right? Connect with those that you feel most comfortable first before moving on to the more difficult one. Get yourself in that rhythm. But the idea really is make those connections, have those conversations sooner than later, earlier in the day, rather than in the afternoon. Because if you leave it for the afternoon and evening, they never happen, right? You need to have those conversations early. So let's jump into this passive lead gen. The idea is to have more conversations. The problem we face is, who do we talk to? Who do we connect with? So I'm going to ask you, who is your favorite lead source? The one that you absolutely enjoy having those conversations with, you're really good at it. I'd like to know, everyone's different. So what is it? Tell me.
My sphere of influence. Yeah.
So for Christine, yours is your sphere of influence. You love having those conversations. Lacey's shaking her head. Yes. Yeah. Who else? What else? Yeah, okay, sphere's out of the way.
Past clients.
Past clients.
Past clients.
Past clients. You guys went right back to sphere, didn't you? Hey, right back to that group of people. All right. Okay, sphere, past clients, out of the way. Who's next?
I like for sale by owners.
For sale by owners. All right, Jamie. Right? Love for sale by owners. Who else?
Direct
Absentee
mail.
owners.
Okay, I got two at the same time. One says open house. Open houses. Okay. Now, the thing with open houses, is it the connections that you make before the open house? Or is it the connections that you make, the conversations you're having during the open house? Which one is it?
During and after.
So for you, Angie, you don't care, right?
Oh,
You're
it's during and after. You speak
during
to
and then the
them.
follow-up of those people that came in. Right?
Exactly.
It's not
Yes.
the connecting with the neighbors beforehand. All right, excellent. What else?
Direct mail.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with you, Monica, first, and then I'll go with you, Alex. What'd you say, Monica?
Absentee owners.
Absentee owners, non-owner occupied. Yes, that is your favorite. All right, Alex, what's the other one?
The come list me's
What does it come list me though?
when they call you from a Google or a Zillow or from a yard sign saying, oh, I saw your sign, I saw this and that, I heard about you. Would you be interested in selling my house? Or I'm
Absolutely.
considering it. Can you give me a number?
So you're not sure where they came from. Maybe it was they saw your sign. Maybe it was online marketing, right?
Mhm.
Okay, love that. What do you got, Carlos?
Direct mail.
Direct mail pieces. Absolutely. To whom? Who's the lead source when you're sending out that direct mail piece?
My farming area, especially my building.
So geographical farming. Agreed. All right. So amazing lead sources. Agreed? We all have a very big spectrum. So now the ones that you select, and everyone here on this call needs to have a minimum of 4 different lead sources. We're going to have your sphere of influence, David, with your past clients, friends, family, neighbors. That's one. That's only one. We call a sphere database. But then you need to have 3 other ones. Whether it's a geographical farm, open houses, online leads, expireds, for sale by owners, non-owner occupied, does not matter. Community, networking, does not matter. What does matter is what you do with it. So there needs to be what we call a plan of action, or your SOPs, standard operational procedures, and how you effectively work this lead source. There needs to be both an active and a passive approach. So this is where we're going with a passive idea. Let's pick one of them, and I'll let you guys decide which lead source. Doesn't have to be an easy one like your database, because I share that plan with you guys. Let's pick something a little bit more difficult than your sphere database. What would be a lead source that all of us can put together right now as both passive and active ideas? So give me a lead source. I'll go with you, Alex. Pick a lead
Expired.
source.
Expired.
And Angie goes in expires. All right, expires it is. All right, folks. What is the active approach?
Call them.
Call them.
That's right, James. So pick up the phone and simply call them. Do we just call them once?
Nope.
3 times.
guys call them 3 times the same day?
No.
Okay, so what's the frequency?
Call them until you get them.
I like that one. Do you call them immediately after they prospect? Do you wait 24 hours? Do you wait a week? Do you wait 2 weeks, a month? How, like, if it's an expired listing, when do you call them?
Every day.
Immediately.
It's a day.
Immediately. So I hear immediately call them as soon as they expire. And we're going to keep calling them until they answer. We go with that?
Yeah.
Okay, what else can we do from active?
Knock on their door.
Knock on their door. So if they don't pick up, we knock on their door. I love it. Right? What else can we do?
Text them.
Text them. If you happen to know the cell number, you can text them. All right, I love it. So now we're going to open forum, not so much active. What's the passive approach to this?
Postcard.
Mail 'em, postcards.
So I heard postcards, I heard a letter, and then I heard, what was that, Lola?
Same thing. I said postcard.
Postcard. Okay. So absolutely. Now, the postcard, I would have a QR code on the postcard that would send them to a landing page that's specific for expireds, that have some sort of insight. Hey, here's your problem. Your home was on the market, didn't sell. Why didn't it sell? And then maybe detail a little bit of, hey, this is maybe why. And then have them get something from you, some sort of value add, like download a free report on how to maximize the sale of your home, as an example, right? It's called a funnel system, right? They get the postcard, scan it, website, landing page, call to action. They fill it out, and then you love on them. Does that make sense? You start sending whatever you have to send out to. Love that. So that's the postcard. Letter. I love the letter one. So same kind of concept with the letter. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. That home didn't sell. When are you planning to interview realtors for the job of selling your home? That's the kind of the verbiage you would use. Same kind of concept. You want to put a QR code that they can scan, goes to that landing page. But here's a kicker with the letter. If you really want them to read the letter, get one of those Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons card for $5. You know, the white ones. And then you can put like a sticker on it. You get it at Staples that has like your picture, your name, your credential, almost looks like a business card now when you put that kind of transparent sticker onto the card. Attach that $5 gift card to the letter, and at the very bottom, hey, I'm sending you here's coffee on me for taking the time to read this letter. Would that make you stand out?
Absolutely.
Right. So I had a client that did that, sent out 50 of these. Right? Do the math, do the 50 of these, got 3 listing appointments, sold 2.
Wow.
Right? So it just makes you stand out differently, right? Thinking outside the box a little bit. Love it. Is there anything else we could do with expireds? If you happen to have a bunch of them, and I mean like a lot, you could create a simple ad, David, on Facebook. You know, a picture of you, like list with me or whatever it is, whatever your whatever you want, whatever your call to action would be. So it's a simple ad on Facebook, and then use their name. You could use their name, and you could use their email if you happen to get their email addresses, and create a custom audience. So only these expireds will see your ad. And if you make the ad relevant to expired listings, hey, my home didn't sell, why didn't it sell? Or even shoot a video. You can do a video talking about why homes don't sell, right? Because the difference in marketing plans between realtors make you stand out. You can target them by using their email addresses, their cell numbers, and their name. So Facebook allows you to do that. So that's a passive approach to targeting expired listings. Right? So this just adds, we're compounding. You see what we're doing now? I think we've got what 7 or 8 different tactics that we're using for expired. Do you think we'll get some expireds now? Yeah. And that's the idea, is take one lead source and figure out what are the tactics and make it as passive as possible. Who can you put in play that will take care of this the majority of the work? All right. Questions, concerns, hallucinations regarding passive lead gen? No? You guys all good with that? All right. Questions? Any questions at all? Everything goes. What do you guys got?
How often would you send the letter or postcard to the expired? I mean, not everyone replies right away.
Agreed. I would leave it with you. I mean, for the most part, those that really work expireds, they don't want to quit, right? So they'll send maybe 3 or 4 letters. Not each one has a Dunkin' Donuts card, but one of them would, right? And the idea really is to not give up on them, right? So there's nothing wrong with if you took a 6-week period of really loving on them, right? And send them one every 2 weeks type of idea and just really love on them. It all depends on the other pieces as well. But if you had 4 different letters that can go out, or 4 different postcards that can go out, or a mix between letters and postcards that can go out, right? And someone said, knock on their door. Like, that's a powerful one, right? Really get connected with them. When making your calls, you really need to understand the script and dialogue you should be using with them, right? I mean, they're going to be irate in some cases, specifically Brady. You know, if you and every other agent's calling them, right? Will they be happy or upset that as soon as their listing ended, you got 20 realtors calling them? What do you think, Christine? Are they going to be happy?
They're gonna be upset. Why didn't you show it to me when it was listed? Or why
Right.
didn't you show it while it was listed?
Why didn't you
Why
show
you
what I was
didn't tell
listing?
it while it was listed?
I love it. Why? Yeah. Well, why didn't you bring a buyer when I had it for sale? Right? You guys ever get that one?
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
Christine, I guess your agent had told you that it was my job to sell your listing. Is that true? See, I was doing what I said I was going to do for my clients, and that was sell their home. If you like to receive an offer for your home, I would absolutely get to work and get your home sold. Right? Who said I had to sell your home? That's not my listing. So remember the verbiage you have to use, right? I'm just asking, when are you planning to interview realtors? That's the verbiage, right? I'm sure that agent did their best to get your home sold. I'm not going to say anything to the contrary, but I'm just wondering, when were you planning to interview realtors? There is a difference in marketing plans.
Right.
Can you use that, Christine?
Absolutely.
See, if you know what to say, this makes it a lot easier, right?
Yes.
So you should show up to the Tuesday role play. We do this all the time, right?
Can
All
you
right, what other
say that
questions you guys got?
again? Can
Say
you
what
say that
again?
again? Can you
Right.
say that again
I will
about the,
absolutely say it for you. So my understanding is your realtor sold you on the idea that I was going to sell your home. Was that true? Is that true? And they say, no. Well, see, I was doing what I was committed to do for my clients, and that is sell their home. If you like to get your home sold and want me to sell it for you, all we have to do now is simply sign the contract so that I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
Yep.
You guys are all signing, right? You guys are all good. All right. Getting ready to connect with people. I know I don't think I mentioned this before last week. Your environment plays a big part. Both your environment physically and mentally. What do you do prior to picking up the phone and having conversations? Are you the type that just you drop your bag, grab your phone, grab your list, and just start making calls? Does that sound about right? And in between, people come in and bother you. What's your environment like? So I'm going to highly recommend that you create what we call a pre-prospecting routine. It's a simple routine that you follow. This routine puts you in the correct mindset to make your calls. So the routine has 3 parts. Part 1 is mental prep. And mental prep is taking 10 minutes to hit the reset button when you walk into your office, whether home office or office. And you can do a few things, whatever you decide. You know, Jamie, you can chant some affirmations. Maybe take some time and write out your gratitude journal. Maybe it's listening to some music in the background, getting you excited. Maybe it's just simply, you know, being quiet and just kind of calming yourself. Whatever it may be. So you take 10 minutes to mental prep. Maybe it's listening to a podcast, watching a YouTube video, whatever it is. Then you take 15 minutes, number 2, part 2, 15 minutes, and you practice your scripts and dialogues. You practice what you're going to say. You have clarity. I am calling this group of people. Here are my questions, right? Completely understand what you're going to say. 15 minutes of that. Like, how amazing will your skill set be if you took 15 minutes every single day to practice objection handling, prospecting scripts, maybe your listing presentation, maybe your buyer presentation? Like, you kick butt, right? Like, this is going to be pretty amazing for your skill set. Now, the last part, last 5 minutes, I want you to visualize the perfect outcome. What's that perfect outcome? Qualified listing appointment. Would you agree? Qualified listing appointment. So you visualize yourself, close your eyes, and you see yourself dialing the phone, asking the questions on your prospecting scripts, booking that listing appointment. You visualize going through the qualifying questions and find out the client's where, when, and why. Right? You visualize putting together the CMA and the listing package, driving to their house, knocking on their door, shaking their hand. You visualize walking through the house, sitting at the kitchen table, doing a great listing presentation, have them sign the listing agreement at your price and at your commission. Then you're walking outside, putting a for sale sign on your lawn, putting a sold rider on the for sale sign, and then you're driving away with a $15,000 paycheck. Can you see that, David? You know what that does, Angie? That reprograms your brain. See, your brain does not know the difference between fantasy and reality. When you do that visualization, it believes you've made that first call. So when you're going to pick up the phone and dial, you're now making that second call. Isn't that powerful, Christine?
It's very.
Yeah. All right, folks. Any other questions, concerns, hallucinations? Great. So please unmute yourself. This is the fun part. You guys ready? Unmute yourselves. So I'm going to yell out, what day is it today? And I want to hear loud and strong. I want to hear, it's a money-making day. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. What day is today?
It's a money-making day.
All right, it's a money-making day. So who is it in your database that you need to connect with that will help you move the needle? You guys are awesome. I'll talk to you next week. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.